Tragedy in Orlando. The attack on a gay club left 49 dead. It sparked vigils and outrage across the globe. A lone wolf had carried out the atrocity, with the so-called Islamic State admitting responsibility. This is the second year in a row that the jihadists have used Islam's holy month of Ramadan to launch a series of deadly assaults. Within a few days, ISIL struck again. This time the target was a military site at the Yemeni port of Mukalla. There were several attacks. 43 were killed, among them soldiers and members of the Secret Service. The next day, 3 suicide bombers armed with assault rifles burst into the Ataturk airport in Istanbul. They killed 44 people and injured 150. The attack was attributed to the militants by the authorities. July brought no let-up in the murderous spree. On the first day of the month, ISIL claimed responsibility for a siege in a restaurant in Dhaka in Bangladesh, in which 35 people were taken hostage. 20 were killed, including Italian and Japanese. On July the 3rd, as many people were out shopping in a Shia district of Baghdad, ISIL struck again with devastating effect. A bomb in a truck exploded, which left at least 175 dead. It was the deadliest attack in 13 years of war and insurgency. The militants claimed the attack against Shiites. The next day, Saudi Arabia was the target. The kingdom was struck by 3 attacks. They included one by a suicide bomber who detonated his bomb outside the Prophet's mosque in the holy city of Medina. 1 person was killed. Thousands visit the site at the end of Ramadan, and it is a place where violence is prohibited. The attack caused outrage in Sunni and Shiite communities. For terrorist groups like ISIL and others, Ramadan is the month of jihad. Some commit their attacks on the 17th of the month of Ramadan. That is when the Battle of Badr took place. It was key in the early days of Islam and is seen as a turning point in Muhammad's struggle with his opponents. During Ramadan, there are more crowds gathered in one place, and so more victims, as happened in Baghdad. Finally, these are strong messages by the terrorists to show they can strike anywhere, despite the security measures, as happened in Medina. On Wednesday, Muslims across the world celebrated the 3-day festival of Eid al-Fitr. It marks the close of Ramadan and the end of a month-long fast during daylight hours. It is traditionally celebrated with the family. This year, it has been marred by sorrow.